Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to fetch a list of data using JdbcClient. In this session, I'll show you how to run a query that retrieves multiple records from the database, and then converts those records into a list of objects. In the last video, we learned how to fetch a single record using JdbcClient. Today, we're taking it a step further. We're going to implement our fetchEmployees method. This is the same functionality we've already implemented using JdbcTemplate and named parameter JdbcTemplate. So in this video, we'll focus on using JdbcClient's query call to retrieve a list of employees. I'm copying the code from our employee named JDBC repository. You can see it on my screen. So, this code already uses named parameters, which is exactly what we need. Plus, we've already written filters for employee name and department, along with pagination logic. That means we can focus just on the JdbcClient part. I'm going to copy this code and paste it here. Now let's take a closer look at how we're handling filters and pagination. Remember, in our previous named JdbcTemplate implementation, we used map-SQL parameter source? Here, we're going to use the same approach. This is super useful because dynamically, we decide whether to add filters like employee name and department. Since we might not know in advance which filters are coming in the request, calling param multiple times won't cut it. Instead, we use a SQL parameter source, or map, and JdbcClient supports that too. I'm keeping it consistent here. Next, check this out. We've added filters for employee name and department in our query if they come in the request. Now, let's handle the total count of records. Previously, we fetched the total count using named JdbcTemplate, but now we're changing it to use JdbcClient. Remove the named JdbcTemplate reference. Call the SQL method of JdbcClient and pass our count query. Next, we need to pass all the named parameter values, so we already have a map-SQL parameter source set up. We'll pass this using the param source method. We already learned that for fetching data, we use the query method. This time, we want the count as a long, so we pass long class. And finally, use single method because we expect a single result. Alright, check out my screen. Here's what's happening in this snippet. We set up our count query with named parameters for employee name and department. Next, we create a map-SQL parameter source and dynamically add those parameters. Then, we call JdbcClient.SQL and pass count query in SQL method, and next in param source method we pass the parameters. Then we fetch the result as a long using query, long class. And since we only expect one count value, we call single method which neatly returns the count wrapped in a single value. Okay, next, take a look at this part. We've created a query to fetch a list of employees, and we're using offset and limit here. Now if you watched my last video, you already know what offset and limit do. Offset skips a certain number of records. Limit tells how many records to return. So basically, this is how we apply pagination. Alright, now let's move on to fetching a list of employees. Previously, we ran this query using named JdbcTemplate, but now we're going to switch it over to JdbcClient. First, call SQL method of JdbcClient and pass our SQL query. Then, we pass in our parameters using our map-SQL parameter source with param source method. Next, since we want to map the data into employee objects, we call the query method and pass employee to class as the parameter. This tells JdbcClient to automatically convert each row of the result set into an instance of our employee class. Alright, so now we want to get a list of data. Remember from our last video, we talked about how, when fetching a list, you simply call the list method. Alright, it's done. See here, whether we're fetching a single record or a list of records, the syntax is almost identical. The only difference is in the final method call. For a single record, we chain single method or optional method, and for a list, we call list method. Alright, now let's start the application. Alright, now let's switch to Postman and hit our Fetch Employee API. I'm hitting the API with page 1 now. See here, we got a proper response. 4 records per page, total 11 pages. It's working perfectly. Now let's try it with a filter. I'll hit the API with developer as the department and page 1. See, we got all employees from the developer department. It's working just as expected. Now you try it out with different combinations: employee name, department, pages. And if you face any issues, drop a comment below. I'll be there to help you out. Alright, quick summary. In this video, we learned how to fetch a list of employees using JdbcClient, applied filters, and implemented pagination. In the next video, we'll cover how to update employee records using JdbcClient. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next part. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.